Hey guys, today we're gonna talk about the quickest way to financial freedom. And I'm gonna give you the answer right here, right now. Ready? Find somebody rich. And you're done. That's the quickest way. Now, if you can't do that, like everybody else, let me tell you what I will do and how I'm doing it. And I wanna share some knowledge so you guys can understand the steps. Now, what is financial freedom? Well, for some of you might be shopping without looking at a price tag. For example, every time you go out, you're looking for the best sale, looking for the price before you order food. For some of you, it's maybe not living paycheck to paycheck. What does that mean? Basically, on a Friday, you're waiting for your check, you're running to the bank to make the deposit because you need to get the money in there to pay your bills. That's living paycheck to paycheck. For some of you, maybe it's not worrying about inflation, like gas prices went up. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? I can't drive anymore. Or interest rates are going high. Oh my goodness, how am I gonna be able to afford this? Rent increases, and etc. I have to move out of Florida now because everything's too expensive. Whatever it is, when you're less worried about your financials, you will get to enjoy life better. It's a huge stress reliever when you don't have to worry about the little things, when you don't have to worry about living check to check, when you don't have to worry about inflation. It just takes this huge stress off your shoulders. Let's get to it. So now here are the steps to start your financial freedom. All right, so step one, you must understand where you stand in your financials. The greatest thing about knowing your numbers is that numbers never lie. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and write down in a list all your income and all your expenses. Now you could use your last month to get this information to see where you stand. I actually created an Excel sheet that you could go ahead and download for free in my comments below, and you're gonna be able to use this Excel sheet to just enter information. So go ahead and download it and give me a thumbs up while you're doing it. So some of you, when you finish writing your Excel sheet, filling the numbers, you're gonna be surprised that how in the world are you spending more money than you actually earning a month. What happens is that you either are using money from your savings accounts, or worse, you're getting yourself into more debt by using that credit card that we all love to use. All right, so let's talk about step two. Now that you understand where you are, now that you see the numbers, now step two is planning and budgeting. You're gonna go ahead and go back to the Excel sheet and you're gonna remove all the expenses that are not a must, like entertainment, shopping, eating expensive meals, stuff that you don't really need. Go ahead and keep your rent, your mortgage, your light bill, stuff that you need to use to live. You're gonna go ahead and add a savings expense to your expense line, and you're gonna go ahead and put 10% of your total income. So if your total income a month is $1,000, $5,000, doesn't matter, you're gonna go ahead and put 10% of that amount in that expense amount. You're gonna go ahead and open a savings account in your same bank. It should be free, and automatically go ahead and set up transfers every month or every check or every 2 weeks to transfer the 10% automatically, and don't look at that money at all. This is gonna help in the long run. Now keep in mind that the planning and budgeting, this is every month, guys. So you wanna update this Excel sheet every single month, because what happens, every month something's gonna happen. Like maybe you're in the holidays, so you're gonna have to spend a little bit more in gifts or vice versa. So just make sure that you update this every month. Now, step number three is the mindset. This is probably the most important step out of all the steps to get your financial freedom. Think about the 90-10 rule. 90% of your time, you're focusing on your income. I repeat, 90% of your time, you should be focusing on your income. And 10% of your time, you focus on your expense. See, a lot of people do this backwards. A lot of people are always so cautious about how much this is gonna cost and where you're gonna spend this and where you could save and how could you cut corners. But all the time should be focusing on how I'm gonna make more money, how I'm gonna get more income, how I'm gonna be more valuable in my business or in my job so that I could create more income. Remember that rule, 90% of your time, focus on your income, 10% of your expenses. In addition to the mindset, you wanna go ahead and start educating yourself for future opportunities, because eventually you don't want to depend on one source of income. You want to be able to have a second, third, fourth streams of income in your line of work. One of my favorites is real estate. Anything that has to do with real estate, that's what I love. But whatever favorites you guys have, you could just start educating yourself by simply as watching free YouTube videos. The time that you have free, keep educating yourself, because the way that you change your mindset is gonna be able to take you to a different level that you are today. Now, once you're comfortable, like you already did a lot of research, kind of found something that you like to do eventually, The next step is invest in yourself. You wanna go ahead and invest in yourself by attending seminars, attending network events where you're gonna be surrounded by other people like you wanna grow and wanna succeed and wanna be free from financial stress. All right, guys, so now we get to step number 4. This is your short-term goals. For your short-term goals, you wanna have 6 months worth of your living expenses in your savings account. This is why every month you're taking the 10% out. Once you have 6 months worth of your expenses saved, which you're gonna have to do a lot of sacrifice for that, but this is gonna give you a peace of mind like no other. If something was to go wrong in your business or in your job or whatever it is that you're doing, that you earn the money, you know how good it feels that you have 6 months to figure it out. That's why this rule is so important, by having that 6 months saved in your savings account. Now, another thing is stop getting into debt. Credit cards are the worst. You should use your credit cards as an asset, not as a liability. Now, what do I mean by that? If I'm using my credit as an asset, it's basically because I am using my credit card to gain reward points and build my credit score. That's an asset. As a liability is, I'm basically buying things that I can't really afford, and now I need to get in a month-to-month plan to be able to pay for that stuff that I couldn't afford. And in addition to that, I'm going to be paying interest on everything. So the best thing to do is, when you're going to use your credit, and you have to ask yourself this question: do I have cash in the bank to pay for whatever I'm gonna pay right now? If the answer is yes, you go ahead and buy it. And then you wanna go ahead and pay the credit card in full, yes, in full, because you have the cash in the bank. That's how you use the credit card to avoid getting into debt. Use it as a tool, as an asset, not as a liability. And if you cannot control yourself with credit cards, which a lot of people can't, get rid of it. It's not worth it. This is gonna be the hardest thing you do, but this is the only way to get debt free and be on your way to financial freedom. Now, the last thing you wanna do is you wanna go ahead and refinance or reconcile all your debt to better rates. This eventually is gonna take time and it's gonna be a process, but once you finish all the steps that I'm giving you here today, you're gonna thank yourself and you're gonna be so much more relaxed, stress-free, that you don't have to worry about how to make your mortgage payment. You don't have to worry about going out and shopping and looking at every single price. You're not gonna have to worry about that, which is gonna give you more time to focus on better things and enjoying your life. Can't stop, won't stop, let's go. Nice.